Well, hello guys, this is Rhonda Hines again with freeyoursales.com, and today I want to talk about 11 problems that's keeping you from becoming a top producer in your business. Um, you know, no matter what business you have, whether it's a brick and mortar business, maybe you're an affiliate, you're selling a product for another company, a multi-level marketing company, maybe it's a attraction marketing, whatever business that you're in. A lot of people, 97% of the people never get through the first phase that I'm going to talk about. But let's talk about why you got into business and don't know why. Maybe it's because you want to retire early. You want to leave a legacy to your family. You want to earn your time back, right? You are working your ass off for somebody else and not getting the money that you're worth, and you desire to have a life of freedom and get your time back. And that's great. That's why most of us become entrepreneurs. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever, any of you ever started a business, say an affiliate company business, and went from one company to the next because maybe you felt that you couldn't get in touch with your sponsor, you couldn't get any training, maybe you worked full time and you was like, well, I don't have time to do home parties, and I work 40-50 hours a week, I don't have time to do this business. And or perhaps you can't get the training, like I said, or maybe you don't have enough startup money to do extra stuff. Maybe you have an auto ship, right? And it's $100-$200 a month, and you're going, well, I'm spending money on this auto ship just so I can qualify for it, and get my commission check just in case somebody buys. I want to be able to get that money, but no one has bought from me, and I'm spending $100, $200 a month on this auto ship, and my upline is just getting benefits from me paying for my auto ships, right? And I say all this because I've been there, and this is problem number one. And I want you to remember that. And I said I had 11 problems, but I'm going to give you a bonus at the end that's going to solve this first problem, problem number one. So you do all of that, right? And then you quit. You got a great product, but then you quit. So that's problem number one. So there's 3 phases, and I'm going to check my notes here because I want to stay on track. And this may get pretty lengthy since it's 12 problems. There are 3 phases in business, no matter what kind of business that you're in. It's the grinding phase, and it's building your teams. It's the second phase, and then building systems well, building teams and duplicating, and then building systems, right? That's number 3. Now, everybody wants a shortcut. Who doesn't want a shortcut in life to succeed in something? But everything, you cannot shortcut your way through. For example, the grinding phase, and we're going to talk about the grinding phase because that's the phase that 97% of the people will not make it through over the hump to see the success and become a top producer. So the grinding phase, you cannot take a shortcut through. But there are other things that you can create a shortcut on if you have a system that has been proven to work. For example, let's just talk about, McDonald's. They have a franchise, right? McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, or whatever. We know that the franchise system works because they've proven it over and over and over. However, you have to have quite a bit of money to get involved with a franchise. I don't know, it's a couple $100,000, $500,000. I've heard some even costing, upward of $1 million. And heck, if I had $1 million that I can get my hands on, right? If I had that type of money to start out from the beginning, then I wouldn't have been doing what I was doing, right? I would have already been retired. But let's think about it. You have to come up with all of this money. And people know the system works, so they take their chances, right? They find a couple of $100,000, $500,000. They go to the bank, they get loans, they ask family and friends, they max out their credit cards. They do whatever they need to do because the system of a franchise like McDonald's has been proven to work, and they just tell you we're gonna do we know where if we build it, they will come. They check the demographics, the best location, the marketing plan is already done, all of that, and they give you this handbook and said this is the system that you need to follow, and in 5 years is when you will start seeing a return on your investment. And you go, great, 5 years, I could do that because I was going to have to work 30, 40 years for somebody else just to earn a minimum retirement. And what's the guarantee? I may not even live to the age 65, right? So you invest in this system. Now let's talk about like multi-level marketing and affiliate businesses. This is problem number 2. We tell you $400 to get in, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, or even $20,000 for the top tier businesses. And you go, the majority of people will go, oh, I don't know if I can come up with that money. $400 is too much. $1,000 is too much. What? Okay, so you see someone else having success in this business and that system works, but it's something in our mindset that goes, well, this is not, I guess, a brick and mortar business like a McDonald's. So it's just something in the human mind that I don't know, that just cuts, make people think that it's any different than running a business that you had to come up with all of that money in. It's the same thing. You have to do the work. So that's problem number 2. So, okay, that's fine. You go, well, I can't come up with $400. It's $1,000. Whoa, that's a lot of money. $5,000, $10,000. That's a lot of money. I don't know if I can come up with that. I can't ask. I don't have families that I can go to and ask for that money. I can't do it. I can't go get a loan. I don't want to max out my credit cards for something that may not work or whatever. So it's just something about a brick and mortar business and a franchise system that people think is different, and there's no difference. It's really the mindset, and that's problem number 3. And I want you to keep that in mind, is you have to have the mindset to become a top producer. Problem number 4 is being unrealistic. Okay. You see these top producers, you might go to events or meetings and you see these top producers and you go, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and invest this $400, this $1,000, or this $5,000. And, but if I haven't made start making my money back in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I'm going to quit because, I'm just going to quit. And that's just being very unrealistic, and that goes back to mindset as well. But that's being very unrealistic because if you had invested like $500,000 and you couldn't quit, because you'd be like, I can't quit because I've stretched myself to the limit. I've taken out all this money, these loans. I cannot afford to quit. I'm going to do it until I see success. But for some reason, because these multi-level marketing companies or the affiliate companies don't require as much money for you to stretch yourself, you're really not committed. You think you're committed because you spent the money, but spending the money is not committed. It's doing the work. And so and that's a problem, being very unrealistic about the work that it takes for an affiliate or to become a top producer in those type companies is no different from the work that you have to put into a franchise. So let's talk about other things. And because you're not fully invested to the point mentally, there's problem number 5. Problem number 5 is distractions. Okay. You should only be focusing on selling and sponsoring if you are in a type of an affiliate. Don't waste your time trying to build team websites, pages, and things like that for your team. And you're just a team of 1. You don't even have anybody on your team, right? So those are time wasters. You want to Focus on sponsoring and selling. That's where you make your money. And I'm not saying ignore your team if you have team members or things like that, but you want to use the resources that you are using, that you invested in, and that's the system. Point them back to the system to get answers and things like that, to some type of training. Point them in that direction, because what will happen is you will start spending all of your time on the phone answering questions for your team, and you will see that you're not bringing the money in, that because you're not focusing on sponsoring new people and selling the wonderful product that you have. So maybe you can do a video like what I'm doing, and if you do videos and tell them where to go. Well, hey, yeah, I got this video here, whatever, but don't spend time. You want time freedom. That's why you got into the business. If you're tied up on the phone all the time, then that's counterintuitive. That's not why you got into doing it. So stop wasting times on unnecessary things, building websites and being on the phone answering a bunch of questions. The other thing is, and I don't even know what problem I'm on, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk, is learning the system, being committed to learning the training yourself, and knowing what it is. You cannot, like I said, shortcuts and things like that. You have to know whatever the product, be a product of the product. You all have heard of that. The trainings or whatever, but that's not so you can regurgitate that information to your team. That's just so you can utilize it in what you need to focus on and in your sponsoring and your selling. You have to get uncomfortable with getting comfortable. I'm sorry. Learning new things, you're going to have to get out of old habits that kept you where you were, because that's not where you're trying to be. You're going to have to try new things and get uncomfortable doing new things. You cannot try to recreate the wheel, because you're getting away from the system. And for example, people say, well, I see what they said, do this right here, and I know my sponsor said do this, but I think I could do it a little better and do this. Well, your sponsor may be making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. You haven't even started making that type of money. So why are you trying to do anything differently before you even know that the system works the way they're teaching you, right? Why? This is where the pain comes in. The pain, the frustration, and the disappointment comes in your business, because truly you're trying to recreate the wheel. And like kids, grown-ups are more hard-headed than children are. So stop starting that pain and stuff in your business, and just follow the system and do what your sponsor says. You just would not become a top producer if you don't learn to listen and follow the system. Now, the other thing is, I was told in one company that you're looking for leaders, only sponsor leaders, right? Well, if you're not a leader, a top producer, a leader is not going to follow you. Think about that. Top leaders in other companies, if you're trying to go after people that you know can really bring in a team and help bring in money and things like that, they're not going to follow you if you're not a leader. But I later found out that that's just wrong, because 97% that I talked about are not leaders. They are people waiting to become leaders. And that's where you should be focusing at. Not the 3% that's already leaders, but training individuals. And everyone has the ability to become a leader. Everyone does. You just have to find that leader. And when you are sponsoring people, it may take you 100 people to sponsor before you get 2 or 3 leaders out of that 100. So if you are not focusing on selling and sponsoring, you're not going to get those people into your team. And every leader was a grinder at one point in their life, so we were all grinding at one point before we became top producers. So I want you to keep that in mind. So everyone has the ability I believe everyone has the ability to accomplish their dreams and goals. You can't just say, well, I'm not interested in that person because they're not a leader. I believe everyone has the ability to be a leader. Everyone has dreams and goals that they want to accomplish. They just need someone to help direct them and show them where to go. And then the other problem, I don't know what problem I'm on, 10 or 11. I don't like to sell. Now, this was me. Matter of fact, everything I'm sharing with you, I've been through before I had my breakthrough. I didn't like to sell. So why did I keep getting in these companies where I had to sell products? One, because I liked the products and I used them. I did believe in every product that I sold. But it was the vision, my dream of getting to the freedom that I wanted. But I didn't like to sell. And the reason I didn't like to sell is because I was being told and being taught the wrong way. And what I mean by that is I just felt like I was being told to push products, push products and push products when I'm really a person that like to help people. And what I've learned is if you have value that you can share with people and help people, and they will on their own start to buy your products without you really selling them. Now, if the product is something that they need that you're helping them with, yeah. But the way I was being taught was wrong all those other times. So really, it's about helping people. And once you get that, and you have value to share to people and they understand that you truly want to help them, they're going to naturally take a look at your products and see what you're doing, and your sales are going to naturally just happen. So, and the other issue is, the other problem is your journey is your journey. And what I mean by that is stop comparing yourself to everyone else, to the top leaders. Well, they came in 30 days ago and they're already making this money, and I've been in there 9 months and I'm not making a dime, right? You know, what are they doing? Everybody's journey is different, right? That's something I had to really face. It was something I was like, oh, it's something I'm not getting. There's something I don't know that I need to know. So it was about me and my journey, not someone else's journey. And you have to realize that. Stop looking at someone else and just focus on you. I remember thinking getting in a company at the top, that was the way. If I get in at the top, well, I did that. I got in with a company that had just gotten started and people took off. I was like, why are they taking off? They making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month and I'm still broke. Okay. And that's really something I want you all to focus on. What I had to realize that it wasn't all those other problems about my sponsor and the auto ship and everything. That's when I really had to take a look. And I figured out that the problem was me. That was the hardest lesson that I had to learn, that it was me. The best thing that I did for my business, and the best thing that you can do for your business, is to not just invest in your business, but to also invest in you, in your mindset and personal development. That is really, really key. Your family, your business, your friends, your teams are going to benefit and be better for it if you invest in you. People do it and they invest in themselves for college and things like that, but and don't realize that your investment in yourself never stops. You have to invest in you. And then here's the bonus that I wanted to talk about to connect you back to the number one. Knowing your reason why. That's very important. A lot of us start off and say, well, I want to make more money. I want my time freedom, right? I want to be able to travel. And yes, all of those things are part of it. But the only reason that I realized I kept quitting is because I didn't connect with my true reason why. And it went beyond the money. It's more about my legacy and empowering my legacy and to create the lives that they want. My dream is big enough for the world and includes everyone. I believe that if we all have more time freedom and doing the things that we want and we love, that the world would be a better place because of it. It's a lot of unhappy people. I believe we'll have more time to dedicate to others, serve others. I just believe the energy that will be out there when people are happier and freer will spread like a disease, just like a disease spreads. However, it would be a good thing. I believe that, people will be healthier, have the money to eat healthier, to take care of themselves, to not be stressed out. Stress is a number one problem. I'm dealing with some health issues now because of all the stress I went through in the past. And I just believe that the world will be a much happier place. So connecting with your reason why, on a deeper level, if your why does not make you cry, then it's not, you need to dig deeper. And every time you come up with an answer, just go, well, what would that do for me? If I had this more money, what would that do for me? If I had more time with my kids, what does that mean? What would that really do for me? What would that do for my family? So dig deeper. Ask yourself why. And once you connect with all of that, then problem number one, what we went through, all of those excuses about your sponsor not being there, that's your responsibility. You're not having the money. You'll find a way if you really connect with your reason why. Not having the time because you work in a full-time job. You would find time, whether if that's giving up TV and all whatever you need to do, you will find time. My husband and I got rid of our cell phones for 8 months. In a time where everyone has a cell phone, we didn't have a cell phone. And that's because we made a decision that we could put that $200 a month into our business. So you find a reason why. And when you connect with that, then you will not have any excuses or any reasons to quit and let anything you get in your way. So I hope that this helps just one person out there. I know it got kind of long. And I look forward to you making the comments and commenting below and maybe sharing some of your breakthroughs and things that you had, whether it was through this, what I'm sharing, or something else. Thank you so much for your time. Remember, this is Rhonda Hines with freeyoursales.com. And make sure you go read the whole blog on this where I broke things down a little bit more on rhondahinesblog.com. Thank you guys. Have an awesome day. Bye.